Where do we start? CHH ain't dead.
CHH being Christian hip hop.
Oh yeah, not church hip hop.
Christian hip hop.
Imagine if it's church hip hop. That'd be a great thing still. Church hip hop ain't dead. Well, it's church hip hop. But anyway, so let's not go there. But anyway, so yeah. So Christian hip hop is not dead. Now I'm growing up now. Obviously, Shania, you're coming from a different generation. You guys are facing this conundrum because when growing up, there wasn't no money in Christian hip hop. It was all evangelical. Yeah, it's all about reaching people. It was all about people not communicating to our generation because the border and dry. They're just focusing on the Andre Crouches, the Kurt Franklin sound, and Kurt Franklin going, "Hey, oh devil, you gotta go," and you're like. Really? You know what I'm saying? So you're not reaching man's on road with them sort of bars anyway. So yeah, so that's where I'm coming from. Yeah, so cool. Right. So we never had an option in terms of we had guys that's coming on it because they wanted to spread the gospel. Ultimately, because if you want to make paper, you have to be in a choir or part of a chorale or be a actual artist on the scene and whatsoever. Now it's different. The success is all over there. There's a development of a grey ground, which I've said about 10 episodes ago. I was like, yo, is inspirational gospel taking over? No, is inspirational taking over gospel, evangelical gospel music? Everything's something about vibes. Yeah. Now, I think Dayton here is obviously shut off now. It's like, yo, I'm fed up of this, man. Everyone's basically on it, and then they jump off it, and then they're quick to say, yo, this is done by love. This is all about love. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And then they're kind of the video I said earlier. It's all about love. And then, you could be a Christian because it's all about love. And thinking, why are we hiding?
Yeah, we're hiding the truth. It's true.
Why hiding? But bringing all that in there still, your perspective on things, being a young person of today, looking at all the different rappers out there, do you believe that there's people ashamed of being associated to Christian hip hop? What's your perspective on it?
I think that a lot of people are ashamed of it. I think it's because obviously you said that before, the opportunities weren't the same in terms of it was mostly about evangelizing to people and things like that. So I feel like people want to do stuff where they know they're going to get money out of it. A lot of the time that people are driven by money, and I think that's why a lot of the time when we're going into Christian stuff, it has to be from the heart. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't be thinking about all these material stuff. And I think a lot of the time we get distracted by the material stuff, and people see it as, oh, this is better. The grass is greener on the other side. They see it as, why am I going to be here when I could be doing better over there? So I think that sometimes is the problem. Yeah. In
terms of, so let me throw this out to you. Yeah. Right. Somebody just put something up on online still. They're saying that basically, right, remember, gospel is the good news of Christ. Now you could almost say, is Christian holy hip hop, is it the same as gospel? If it had gospel holy hip hop, would it make it a different type of genre?
I think,
or just using Christian, is it referring to who you are? Holy hip hop, it could mean that, you know what I'm saying? Me personally, because gospel music is about spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ, spreading the good news of the word and whatsoever. Now, if you are just talking about finance in a godly way, if you're talking about different things in a different way, then for me it's a case of going, okay, cool. It's is it the same? Is Christian hip hop? Is it covering everybody who's a Christian who doesn't rap? Or is it just covering people that's going to say Jesus and go out there hard?
I think that, in my opinion, a Christian is a follower of God, and they're there to, show the gospel and to relay the gospel to others. So for you to call yourself a Christian but you're hiding away from the God side of it, I think the two don't correlate. I think that a Christian hip-hop artist is called to spread the gospel, but through their
gift,
testimony, and through their experiences. You get what I mean? So you don't have to be, as you said, like Kurt Frank, constantly God, devil. You can talk about your experiences, but in relation to God.
Yeah. Somebody's put down DJ12 DEJG is put down here. The message is the same, but the delivery method is different. So, so ultimately, you know, for me, being a Christian, can I take my Christianity out of my music and just do music? Can I take out the lyrics, and can I be a Christian? It's like, can you do that?
Personally, I don't think you can, because I feel like a purpose for Christians is to, you know, show people Christ and bring people to Christ. And I think that if you're gonna separate that from it, then what are you doing? You're bringing people to yourself. You're doing this for yourself. That's not how Christians should operate. I mean, obviously in every you know, rap you make or whatever, you don't have to be constantly saying God. But in some way you're bringing them to that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That your life should be a testimony of God, basically.
Yeah, no.
So your music should as well.
So okay, right. So you know when you do your poetry, yeah? Can you switch into a mode of non-Christian and do your poetry?
No, because I feel like a Christian is who I am. It's a part of my identity. It's not something that I just put on and take off, and do you know what I mean? Sometimes I'm a Christian, sometimes I'm not. That's not the way it is. Even though we all fall, I still can call myself a Christian. So
you're saying that you cannot take if you, for example, you're going to do a poem about Windrush. Yeah, just say Windrush. You know what I mean? Something that's not, you know what I mean? Something that, you know, iconic thing, and you want to do a poetry about it. Can you take your Christian, not so much values, but you step away from being a Christian poet and just be a poet for that?
I think,
or your Christianity always will pour into your poetry. I
think my Christianity will always pour into it, because at the end of the day, God does want us to, you know, be involved in social things that are social injustices, and to, you know, speak out about things like that. So I think that it's fine if my Christianity pours into it, and it will naturally.
And it's exactly. And again, we're getting interactions here online right now live. You just say, look at the book of Esther. You know what I mean? There's no great reference in terms of like God, but you can see God working in Esther. Yeah. And I think that sometimes, you know, it's not about, people can see that you're a Christian. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
But then a part of me also thinks that sometimes people use that as a way to hide away from God, though, and saying God. Because they'll say, oh no, people can see it in my life, I don't really have to talk about him. So sometimes it can use it as an excuse, which is risky, tricky ground. Like,
okay. Now,
don't use it as a way to hide away.
Yeah. And now I'm going to be raw now. Yeah, I'm going to say that a lot of people, why they almost have to try and take away the Christianity from their stepping out of a Christian scene, is because they see that scene as holding them back.
That's true.
I'm like, you got no manners, G. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you know how many artists who are non-Christian that still don't make it after 20 years grinding that's better than you? Yeah. And somehow we have this perception of that everyone's massive in the secular world. No, it's not.
That's true.
It's just a big, massive pool, bigger pool than what's in Christianity. You know what I'm saying? So when you run out there thinking, yeah, I can be a superstar out here, you realize that, hold on a second, the game's way bigger out there.
And even like in CHH Ain't Dead, in the song, he highlights so many artists in, you know, the Christian hip hop industry that are doing good.
Great work.
Do you know what I mean? Jackie Hill, Perry, he said.
Yeah.
He said Swoop, he said Trip Lee, he said loads of examples.
and they can do powerful shows, and trust me, they can get more people coming out in the UK than 99.999% of any normal rapper in the US.
True.
Even, you know what I mean? So for me, guys, it's like, you know what, still, yeah, it's, you know what I mean, CHH isn't dead, and it will not die. And I think, you know, I praise God for God. I always say to people like this, yeah, sometimes we actually believe that we make the industry, yeah, and it's people stepping away. It's for them, if for them business, they don't realize the battles that, for example, God over money. I rate them guys, yeah, because yes, you can say God over money. No, yes, that you still have to pay for the t-shirts. It's not everything's free, because reality show is not living in the free world. But for me, we need to be blatant about our Christianity, and we need groups like this. I don't know if you've heard Seven's new album.
No.
Yeah, check out Seven's new album. Okay. As a man, as a, I would say, young man or a man, it is absolutely, it's keeping it real. Yeah, and a lot of my friends, my male friends in Christianity have been hailing up that album big time. And I think, you know, the guys that keep going lukewarm just end up going to the abyss. They just go missing. So I was like, you know what? You actually just like, guys, are you guys really on this thing or what, man? Like, yo, kind of fix up still, yeah. But for me, it's just like, yo, we just need to recognize that, you know what, guys who are doing Christian holy hip hop right now, yeah, stay focused, stay on this, yeah. You see, and just remember, you cannot separate your life and Christianity. It's like going to work. How can you go to work? And then I remember a salesman I said, and he says, in a cutthroat sales industry, he got saved, and all people used to do is lie, deceive to get sales and whatever. And as a Christian, he couldn't. He struggled. He struggled leaving his Christianity out and operating with no rules in the workplace and coming back out. You can't do it, guys.
Because Christianity, I feel like it's a lifestyle. It's the way that you live your life daily. It's not something that just happens on the weekend, you know, Saturday or Sunday. It's a daily thing. So therefore you can't detach. No, definitely 100% cannot, guys. And like, you know, for me, guys, like, yo, let me be real, like, you guys are just kind of like sliding back away from the source, you know what I mean? Because at the end of this year, when you start to relax and you want to do little shows and you want to retire, trust me, the world will spit you out. They don't want you, they don't care about it, they don't love you. But listen, God's people, as much as you have a hard time with us, you know what, still, yeah, we still will show love to you after years of investing into people, and nothing can be as satisfying. And if it isn't, if it's all about the paper for you, do your paper. Don't try and cover it all up and say, God's no. Go and get your paper. That's fine. But you know what? Still, yeah. If you're driven by paper over your salvation and reaching souls, then you know, you guys can, you know, not like me about saying that and whatever. I said, what, you know, Roger? Listen, what I know is that basically, you know, we're Christian media in the UK. We get nothing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, we don't get no support frameworks from artists and whatsoever. So we're in this as well. We're sewing into this because of our passion, because of our love. Listen, I'm a promoter, sis, yeah? It's easy for me to say, yo, let me do a Jay-Z show and make some money. You know what I'm saying? Way easier. So what do I say? Oh, I leave my Christianity, but Jay-Z can do whatever to make my money so I can provide for my family. Really? Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So guys, be careful out there. But I do rate what? Dating. Dating sane. And I think that, you know what, and definitely back. Is there anything else you want to say, sis?
I think for me, I was just thinking, like, when I first listened to that track, I thought, did you need to make a track about it? I'm gonna be honest, that's what I did think. To me, I don't know whether the track comes across as he has a deep frustration. And he made it out of, I don't know if he made it out of frustration, I don't know, or was it made out of love? I'm not sure. That's where I was like,
maybe he's sick and tired of everyone just on this thing.
I know he is, it's clear that he is, but a track, I don't know.
Listen, I didn't live show become sick and tired of rubbish and chat on radio. So I'm frustrated, so I did live show, so I'm just keeping it real because I'm fed up. oh, praise the Lord. The Lord has brought me through a mighty long way, and we're going to do a show about the revival in Peru. It's amazing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to drive past all the poor people on the way back home, and all the dead souls there, and go to a church where average age is 65. Oh, praise the Lord of his mighty goodness. I'm fed up by that radio. You know what I'm saying? So she was shocked about me actually going live. Actually, guys, I'm live on the Vine Juice Radio, and I just did that. Oh, gosh, I'm in trouble. But listen, so in frustration, that's why I did a live show.
Yeah. Okay. But I feel like sometimes I feel like this track could come across as, I'm gonna put it there. Could it come across as a diss track? I know he hasn't specifically said a person.
Yeah.
But there's people that are gonna attribute themselves to what he's saying, and they're gonna be like, okay, he's talking about us or me or.
And what? And so?
But as Christians,
but
isn't there a way we should do things? Like, this is very public.
Yeah, but that's our problem. Like, that's our problem still. Sometimes we just have to stand up with, and actually say, yo, guys, like, every other week there's an artist like this. I know, I was going through some blogs, and they're saying that Gazelle is left Reach, which is fair play when I leave Reach. Cool. Won't be the first, won't be the last. But he turned around in the interview and said, I did not know what CHH was when signing to Reach Records. Like, are you for real? Are you absolutely for real? Yeah. Like this is what I'm saying. So like these guys are just like, you know what I mean, taking it. And he gets to a stage now where he like is really stop jumping on this, utilizing this as some development scheme. Yeah. Now, guys, behind me there's a wall full of artists. Yeah. Some of them artists are not are doing the things outside, but I sometimes feel like, yes, people have life decisions and life changes, and I reach out to them, you know. Yeah. But we have to show you some of them just use the gospel system as a development scheme and then step away.
Yeah.
Is that side of things? It comes to say, yo, if you feel guilty, you feel guilty. If you got a problem, I'm sure if you hit him up directly, Dayton and Love will talk to you. Yeah. I know he would.
True.
But it's about time we say, yo, shots fired back, man. You get pure shots, you know. You know, man, to just slapping us in the face with some big dotty frownsy fish, you know, like.
I feel like after this, I can see like a track coming. A response track. I don't know from whom, but I can see it. I can feel it.
Yo, and then Dayton. No, but they have to be careful because Dayton, the man, can rap. How you can respond like this? That rap weak, man. You can't respond in that rap there still. Yeah, so it has to be a tough rapper, and usually the tough rappers are old men. That Lord. Yeah, I say are too young to be running around like their youth. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah. But no, I hear what you're saying. Yeah. But I must be honest. Look, I've already, guys. Look, I've won already. You know what I'm saying? Shania tried to make a stand, and she's agreeing with me already. Like that's that's 60 seconds, man. That's amazing work, right? Yeah. Wow. But now I think that definitely.
I mean, it's real. The track is real. It's definitely from his heart. I can tell that. So I do respect him for that.
Have you heard of Tunnel Rats before?
No.
Okay.
Artists?
Artists. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I done an event years ago with Tunnel Rats. I don't know how old you were, but you probably were very young.
Yeah, probably.
very, 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 very young. You're talking about probably around about 15 years ago. And worked in one of the artists, Tunnel Rats, so he's working for, and they were these were guys that were like, they weren't overly saying Jesus this, Jesus that, but like they were just on the grind. You know what I'm saying? And when you meet them off stage, the guy called Dax, Rafi, and you know, like Propaganda. I worked with him back in the day when his dreads were shorter. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So when he's a cool young guy in his early 20s, and it's all good, man. So you know what? So when he's naming his names, you know what? These are guys who are passionate, working their thing. Yeah. You know what? So don't take the mick on another man's work and keep on, you know what I mean, knocking the CHH like it's a...
Yeah. Like, because I don't know if you've seen the video he did addressing the crowd.
He
did a video addressing the crowd.
Yeah.
So I feel like he feels sometimes like certain artists aren't respecting him, respecting the
It's
grind.
the grind
Yeah.
of CHH,
The grind of
yeah,
CHH,
the heart
yeah.
of CHH.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we need people standing up, going, no. You know what I'm saying? We need people like this. People standing up for the churches. No, this is not right. And to be honest, we're too pacifist. You know what I mean? Oh, to be like Christ, we gotta shut up and take it. You know what I'm saying? Nah. I'm fed up and shut up and take it, and I'm gonna set fires back. You know what I'm saying? Yo,
but we have to do it in the right way.
yeah, fair track.
Yeah.
Like, but no shots fired.
But you don't diss the person.
Now, had to research in the Bible in about 30 seconds, flip through the scriptures very quickly. Like, is there anything that talks about that? I can't mention the man's name. Is there anything? Nah, shots fired, bang, bang, bang. Yo, so. But on the people's social network, and I think that all things need to be done in love, and I think he even emphasizes the element of love. But the beauty of it is complaining, but also there's action. Because he's setting up a label within his infrastructure
he said,
to develop artists.
Yeah.
So not to diss off God, like go and start up his own thing by himself, but he's gonna do it with the resources that we've been blessed with.
Definitely.
So for me, that's what I'm all about. You know what I'm saying? So I got plenty of time for that, plenty of vibes for that. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Dayton, Christian hip hop is not dead, and I believe that I convinced Shania that Christian hip hop ain't dead, and she's now gonna be a Christian poet.
I always was.
Or it shall be. You know what I'm saying? But no, definitely, guys. So that's where I'm at, where Shania's at, and I think that, you know what, Dayton, big up to what you're doing.
Yeah.
And
all the other artists doing the same.
Yeah, man, on the grind, man. You know, guys, please support CHH.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Please buy the tunes on iTunes. Spotify is amazingly cool, and I encourage people to do Spotify so I can use my playlist and use my iPad. But reality show is that buy the music too. Yeah, support the artists, and when they come to your town, pay for the tickets and go support.
Out.
You go out there and support them.
Bring your friends, your family, everybody.
Don't go to Nando's on a Sunday after service, you know what I'm saying, and yam your food, you know what I'm saying, and use that same money that you could have spent on the gospel artists watching them on Saturday night. You gotta use it on food, yeah. Eat as much as you want. It's a greedy people, them, you know what I'm saying. That's what they do. Yum 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 yum. You know what I'm saying. Sorry, I'm bringing a little bit to pathway. Anyway, so right, guys, this is Roger and Shania having a rant.